As well as lines, SketchUp also allows you to draw shapes, such as rectangles, rotated rectangles, circles, or polygons. Select the rectangle tool from the toolbar. Click to drop the first corner of the rectangle and move diagonally to select the opposite corner. You can also draw the rectangles along other planes like the red-green plane, green-blue plane, and the blue-red plane. But you're not confined to the planes. You can also draw on existing objects. SketchUp will also snap to mainly two shapes using the rectangle tool, the square and the golden section, which has an 8:5 ratio. You can see the dimensions of your rectangle by looking at the measurements box on the bottom right-hand corner. If you would like a rectangle of specific dimension, do so by typing in your first dimension, which here is along the red axis, followed by a comma, followed by your second dimension, which is along the green axis. For a rectangle that isn't perpendicular to the axes, the rotated rectangle is rather nifty. You'll notice that when you first bring up this tool, you're presented with a protractor. You can use the arrow keys to lock it to any of the three axes. Left arrow is the green axis, up is blue, and right is red. I'm going to press the right arrow to lock to red. Left click and drag to create an angle as well as a length. This will form one of the sides of the rectangle. Left click again to bring up another protractor, and now you're able to sweep through any angle you'd like. The previous line you created acts as a pivot. You can also specify the angle and length of the rectangle by typing in the angle in degrees, comma, and then the length. Finally, we have circles and polygons. Now, before we draw them, it's good to understand that a circle in SketchUp is not really a circle. Instead, the circumference of a circle is comprised of a finite number of line segments. But if you try to select an individual segment, you'll select the entire circle. SketchUp's inference engine will also see the segments of the circumference in the form of endpoints and midpoints. Now, drawing the circle itself is rather straightforward. The first click sets the center of the circle, and the second one designates the radius. Once again, if you want to be specific, type in the radius you want after your first click. You can also choose how many sides your circle has by typing in the number of sides followed by the letter S. The Polygon tool behaves similarly to the Circle tool. It's initiated by choosing a center, and then finished by choosing an inscribed radius. You can again choose how many sides you want on this polygon by typing in the number of sides followed by S and pressing Enter. Of course, you're not constrained to drawing in the red-green plane. This applies for both Polygon and Circle tools. If you want to draw on another plane, you can by shifting your view around, so you are somewhat perpendicular to the planes you want to draw on.